Eva.
I just wanted to sit with you for a moment to just I feel a bit strange in the same time in my body. Uh, I'm not sure if you notice, I feel a bit but I also yeah, many thoughts about it. Um, but at the same time I'm trying to just stay here with you. And I think, yeah, there's nothing else to do than that, right?
Yeah, let's see if it's possible to not even trying to stay with me,
Okay.
but just noticing the movements.
Yeah, and then because and that trying comes, I now feel from, oh, I should be in a better way with Meike
Yeah,
because now
ex exactly.
I'm
That's
not in
that's
the way I
exactly
should be.
exactly. Rather
Yeah.
than rather than seeing or watching or observing or witnessing the whole show.
Yeah, and also having an idea about how it should be, that I should be more present, or well, I actually have no idea how what's going on at all in my system, or I cannot even figure it out. I don't have to figure it out. Yeah.
Mm. So there is one thing that can assist, in being present. And it's like consciously including what we call our body.
Yeah, and I'm trying that, but even that, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
here you go. Okay.
but maybe now with movement. And when I said I don't know how to do it, then I felt, oh yeah, maybe when I make a little bit of movements, then
Far
I
out.
I feel my because that I feel like I feel so strange.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
but when I move my body, it feels good. Yeah, because I feel a little bit spaced out, and it's yeah, yeah. But this is
Yeah,
nice.
there comes the breath. Yeah, it's simple.
Yeah,
Yeah, just those movements.
yeah.
Mm. And there's a bit of rocking going on because I can see that
Yeah,
you have
the
this
camera.
thing on your lap, huh? So we all get a bit seasick.
Oh, sorry. I will stop.
No, it's not that bad, but it's like, yeah, the whole thing is okay. But the rocking is wonderful.
I will see if I can put the laptop on. I'm always sitting on the floor because I don't like chairs.
Hmm.
See if I can.
Maybe you can put your laptop on the chair.
Yeah, I don't have a chair, but okay, I will
Oh,
just stay still
okay.
and yeah,
Yeah, no. Right. Yeah.
next time I will do that.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So it's always good, when something is going on and we space out, if you can remember, including what we call our bodies. It's not identifying with it as it. It's just the inclusion of everything. See, it's so funny. That's where, for most of us, mostly fear comes in or anxiety, or all these strange, uncomfortable feelings and sensations when there is no ground, when there's nothing to dock onto. Truth is, there is nothing to dock onto. We know that. But for the physicality, for the mind, or whatever you want to call that, it's it if it has a sense of it's losing itself, most of our systems freak out unless we have learned how to travel outside the body and stay sane. But it's funny, even those who have done that, they had to come back and reintegrate. It's a funny thing. Ramana came back into his body after sitting for years. And then the Mahima, there's just so many of those sages that sat and sat and sat and were out, kind of left the body behind, and they had to come back. They all had to come back. I'm not sure. I don't have a feeling that they were freaked out. I have no clue. But for most of us that have a dissociation in a way, for whatever reason, it's causes fear, anxiety, freak out, all those things. So including, not identifying, it's like one can identify also. It's not a problem. It's just too good to know, the bigger picture, let's say it like that. But including is so, so, so important. Like you did when you did. It's just these little movements, a breath was coming immediately, and more here, more here-ness. Yeah, see, there's again one. Just just saying it and it happens. Sometimes it's good to just have a cold shower, or just so that you get a felt sense of this again.
I have an ice bath.
Yeah, good. Ice bath. Don't do it too long.
No, 3 minutes, three and a half.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, ice bath is very good for the vagus nerve, they say.
Yeah, I actually really like it. It's horrible, but it's also it feels really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, and well, if you go in, that's the
Yeah.
most horrible moment, but then
Mm,
it's actually okay, and then
mm,
it's really nice. Yeah, you feel like
mm.
yeah, it feels good.
Yeah. So those are kind of things, or a good smell, or just whatever the senses would like.
Yeah, and what I feel a lot coming up now is like this feeling of feeling there's something wrong with me, and being constantly trying to compensate for that.
Mm.
Yeah, I
So,
think,
so let's make a distinction there again. Because so there's a feeling, and then a story jumps on top. Feeling
yeah,
that means there's something wrong with me, and
yeah, because
everything
it's a sensation.
it's just
And the
sensation.
sensation feels like then I go to the mind and I try to explain it. But if I'm just with the
Yes,
sensation and the sensation feels then like somehow I need to do something. Yeah, that's it. Because I need to because I don't dare to feel it because it feels for me that when I feel it that you feel it too and it's not supposed to be there, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you can say with the sensation and those feelings, when it jumps onto a story, immediately you have a sense of I. Then you talk like I have, I should, I. So if
Yeah.
there's just the sensation or just the feeling, not attached to anything, how's that?
Yeah, when there's no idea at all around it, then it's no problem.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the idea that it shouldn't be there. Yeah.
Yes. Rather than, oh, sensation. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. And sometimes, it can be very overwhelming. So sometimes it's very difficult to do that by yourself. I mean, that's why we do sit together. So if possible, don't beat yourself up when the sense of I comes in all the time with all the stories. It's just maybe at the same time that it doesn't have anything to do with you.
No, and it's really because this is a very familiar sensation or response, and it's really
Mhm.
nice that we can explore it now together because
Mm.
um, then maybe the body recognize, like
Mm.
yeah, it's really helpful because then
Yeah,
perhaps
yeah.
next time I recognize like, oh yeah,
Yes, if it comes again.
yeah,
You don't
yeah.
know.
No,
So, okay, let's do that. Is the sensation there right now?
no.
Oh,
I will ask if it can come
that's
again.
very disappointing.
Well, I think it's a sensation. If I look for it, I can find it again because it's always
No,
there.
don't, don't,
No.
don't. How is it now then? How is it right now in this moment?
Well, now we talked about it again. I can feel kind of, it's like, or maybe it's a thought then. I don't know, but it's a thought always that I'm doing something wrong or
Okay,
that
so then
yeah,
the thought is when it has moved away from the sensation already, a tiny bit, tiny bit, tiny
yeah,
bit. So that's wonderful. So then let's see. So the thought is there, or
yeah.
how is it right now?
Always when it comes in a way that when I rest, for example, with you or with that I
Yeah.
then and I start to feel, then I start to then my system becomes anxious because it feels that you are feeling things or like there are things.
So just
Yeah,
to be clear, I'm not stopping you to speak, so you can speak it, but just clear that this explanation is a movement away from the sensation.
yeah,
Yes. So, so it jumps onto this means this and this and this. So let's just sit and let me know when that sensation comes that something is wrong. The interpretation that something is wrong. Let's just see. whenever you notice that. Here we are, you and me.
I had to multitask.
You're so good at it.
I could now really feeling the sensations. I could really feel because you are inviting me in such a way that I felt safe and I feel it's not my I could feel like, oh, it's sensations and it's not my sensation or
Mm.
whatever. It doesn't, yeah, like because I think it was also a thought like, oh, I'm causing these sensations and it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable for others or yeah, it's mine, it's my fault. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what happened to the sensation?
Then it was no problem to feel it and I could just feel, yeah, the sensation. Uh, and it's
Can you
also
just
changing all the time. Yeah.
can you describe the sensation in
I
a
feel it.
different way? Yeah.
I feel something deep down in my underbelly.
Okay. Ah,
Yeah.
just take a moment again, little movement
Yeah, I
underneath.
feel somehow memories came up from my mom, and then I got a bit of a freeze. Yeah.
Yes. Fantastic. So we both notice, there comes see, that's the other
Yeah.
thing. Fantastic. So if there's inherited memory sitting somewhere, we go there and have a look, but we're not diving in so that we get re-traumatized.
Yeah.
We don't want that. So it's
No.
just a little peek through the keyhole.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick it goes because I felt
Ah,
my body like was in a freeze and you took me out,
yes,
but myself I
yes,
went into something
yes.
apparently a bit scary. Yeah.
I can feel that. So no wonder that the mind activates, huh? And says, well, there's something wrong with me. No wonder, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah. So just for acknowledging that again, nothing wrong with the mind, trying to help. Wonderful. Taking that breath. Mhm. So, you know, funny to speak it like that, but I mean, we all know it in a way. It seems that there is a trauma somewhere, old memory that causes lots of wobbling and lots of not easy to be present with by yourself. So let's say it like that.
No, up till
No,
now.
up until now, exactly. Cool.
Because it's really helpful because the memories that come up also are very that I can understand a little bit these reactions of
Mm.
the nervous system. Yeah,
That's
because I
exactly
think
what
it
we
was,
want.
yeah, I think, yeah, but then a story comes if it's attached to the memory. I'm not sure if that's helpful, but
No, it's
no,
not. It's not this, you know, sometimes it's unavoidable, one has to speak it, but it's not, you know, you will see if you have to, then it's fine, but it's actually not necessary. It's
no.
actually
A
re-traumatizing or
movement away also, maybe. Yeah,
movement away into re-traumatizing
yeah,
because it believes itself so quickly.
yeah,
But sometimes it's unavoidable. So, you know, you have to see what the right move is. For that, you know, having worked with somebody who's skilled, having, you know, doing trauma
yeah,
work, that would be fantastic. Because then you can see the movement, you know, then you just there one-on-one with someone exploring exactly that. So, and sometimes you catch it and sometimes you don't, because it's so fast, like you said. So how's it now in the underbelly when you go there? Just to
it's still a bit scary.
okay.
Or I feel, no, maybe I feel a bit of that the body freezes sometimes when I feel it, when I go into the sensation.
Yes.
Yeah,
So there again, you know, and maybe I also have to be very, very clear here with my wording. And you know, I'm also not always very skillful. When you say going into the sensation, and maybe I have used that wording too. So I'm just correcting myself in a way. You're not going in.
no, that's the thing that you say that
No.
you don't have to go.
No,
I
the
don't,
moment you go in, you re-traumatize.
and
It's
but it's weird because it feels in a way that if I ignore it, I'm not I'm neglecting a part of my body, or I'm ignoring a part of my body because it's in my underbelly. So if I feel like, okay, I have to ground, I have to be in my body, then automatically I feel that.
it's a confusion.
Now I actually know I feel a difference between going into that sensation or just including
They
everything and not going in it. Yeah, I can feel
so
it now. Yeah.
fantastic. So the difference is when you go into the sensation, there's immediately an identification with, and you have the
Hmm.
whole story, you have the whole movie there. If you are with it, then there is it's like mother and child. Child is in some discomfort, screaming, whatever. Mother stays her ground, but she's right there with the child. But she's not falling into um, the same. Um,
Yeah, I understand. She's not going in a sensation
she,
with the baby
she
or with
stays
the child.
grounded.
Yeah,
She
she
stays
stays.
grounded.
Yeah,
She stays here and she's practical and she knows what to do. She knows
yeah.
if she has to pick up the child. She knows if, you know, if everything is 100%, let's say it like that. So that's the
I,
optimal.
I
She's
totally
not,
understand I can
she's
feel the
not,
difference. Yeah.
she's not going to cry with the child. It's like, oh no, we're both. And then because then you're both in hell and
Yeah, and
trauma
she's
with
also not going to say that it shouldn't cry. She's just there.
absolutely
Yeah.
there. Whatever is needed to do, she does that. If it's all 100%, you know, and if it's possible, because sometimes it's not possible. I mean, but you know, that's the difference, just to make the difference clear.
I can feel
One,
it, the difference. Yeah.
yeah, one is two people are lost in drama, let's say it like that, or in hell or in the traumatic response. And the other is one is in the traumatic response and the other one is grounded and knows how to regulate that nervous system. So it's a huge difference. We had that idea for so long that we have to go into those
To feel
sensations.
it. Yeah. But I can
Yeah,
feel now, sorry, I have to plug in the that it's like I can feel the difference.
wonderful. I just wanted to speak it so fully because it's wonderful to have that on video
Yeah.
for those that are interested in that so that they get the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Very
and
grateful for the
you have told
opportunity to
this
speak it.
before. Yeah. I remembered when it happened that you have spoken about it before,
Yeah.
about not having to go in there anymore, like reliving the whole, and that's actually so nice that that's not needed, because
Mm.
sometimes we think we have to do that, but it's a total, I can feel the difference in my body when going in there, or what you describe, like being present to the sensation instead of
Yeah.
diving in it and like reliving it, and just, yeah, I feel that, and it's really fantastic that it doesn't have to be, because it's
Yes.
terrible. Yeah.
Yes. It re-traumatizes itself constantly and it
And
stays for
it's
the rest of our lives.
and it's so funny that we think that we have to do that
We
to go
didn't
in
know.
there.
We
Yeah.
didn't know better up until now. We didn't know. Otherwise, we would not have done it.
But it's really helpful, because now I understand better how to be with it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that, how, no, and I'm speaking again. I know you know that, but I love the invitation to speak it. How the nervous system pendulates. It goes to one extreme and then it goes to the other extreme. So then it goes into bliss states and then it goes into hell states. And we want to come into balance. So it swings back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then ah, all is
Yeah.
well. And it starts all over again with other subjects or whatever's going on until it comes into balance. And that's what we actually, most of us, long for. And then when we're in balance, it's okay. And it's like you see all the movements from there. You see, oh, good, wow. And then it might touch some personal information in the system that hasn't seen the light yet. And then we can play, like what you shared with us, something in the underbelly, maybe from your mother, or who knows. And now we're here present with that. Okay, you can sit right here next to us. We're holding hands with the sensation until it comes into balance. It's very simple in a way. It's so beautiful. And it's so nice to do that in a field like this. Mm. Mm.
I'm really happy that it came up, because
Yeah,
it's it's so helpful to, it's like a tool, really, to
yes,
be with.
yes, it
Yeah.
is. It is. I am so grateful that this knowledge came into my life. Oh my God, didn't have a clue about that. Just
It makes
had
life a
no,
lot easier. Yeah.
oh, like,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing this, Eva. Very, very helpful and useful for a lot of us. And thanks for hosting us.
Pleasure. Thanks for letting me host.
Yeah.
Mm.
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 Mm. Karma.
Hey, Meike.
Hello. Was that useful information? What all the stuff I
No.
just spoke before? I mean, you know it already, but anything to add?
It was uncanny because I'd been experiencing very similar feelings for the last 24 hours, even to the degree that it was with this accountant that was very, very aggressive and not coming from a good place. And it triggered all this female, not good enough, and I got it wrong, and all of it. And it identified, and it was seeing that it identified.
Oh, far out.
And but it still had to ride it, and it so much information showed because again it was a lot of it was hereditary, a lot of it was what I grew up in, the male attitude to females not being good enough and all of that. So yes, everything that we've learned here, it was playing with.
So your system is still playing with that?
I think it's that has come to peace.
Wow. That's fast.
It was really exciting, even like to have it all. It didn't feel good, but at first, but it was able to watch that. Yeah. So it was exciting to have the tools to play with. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was quite amazing. Yeah. But sitting here, it still gets the big heart thump. But what's happened also, sitting with you last night and rehearing what you spoke with Ava, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
It's a capable existence, and
it's just so freaking lucky when that is known at the same time or at one point, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, half expect it to change, but it's Yeah, just watching is the key.
Yeah. And so are there right now those panic sensations or what you normally call panic, or how is it right now? Let's just see. How is it right now? Can you describe?
It's moved to the side, but it's still there.
Yeah. To the right side?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
just
no,
moved over there, and it may come back, sort of feeling.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's like it's energy, you know, so you know it's going to the right somewhere. How far away is it? A meter, two, or
It's actually stopped. I think it was only about a foot away,
okay.
but now it's changed. There's still a tremble.
Okay. Is that a tremble of release or a tremble of something else?
Nervous. This nervous feeling.
Okay. A nervous
Sorry,
tremble.
can you hear me?
Yes, just sometimes I have to make it a little louder. Okay, I hear you. So would you say that this is a trauma response right now? For the body?
I'm just exploring because it's changed.
Yes. Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, it's ready to flee. It's feeling the body, but
Okay.
it's still on guard and ready to go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Can you, I mean, just for fun, I'm curious, can you just let it go away for a little bit? So that it, you know, so that it doesn't have to be here, so that it knows. It's like, you know, sometimes it's a little bit of movement is enough. I find that always curious. It's just, oh, you don't have to. You can even, oh, you know, yeah, yeah, yes. Giving it space, you know, giving it space.
Very shaky.
Very shaky. Does it need a bit more space?
Probably.
Oh, you know, I don't know, but see, I'm moving, I'm having also an office chair, so I can just roll away. Just give yourself a bit space. I'm not sure if that is possible there because you're where your computer is and stuff, but you know, just ah. That was nice.
It's touching on like what Ava was speaking of. It's like this shouldn't be happening. It should be here. This shouldn't be happening, that it can't be here.
Yeah. So that's the movement away into where we can't solve it ever. You know, that's kind of the rat race wheel. You know, there we, and with that kind of on top of it, we are in the wheel. So let's see if we can step back and just have the pure sensation. So now kind of, you know, like when Eva and I were speaking, it's like mother and child. I find that the best example. You have to translate it for yourself. So now you are the mother to that which is so scared. You just,
it's fear.
so that you kind of, you know, there is no right or wrong way because you have to see. It always depends on the situation. If you can pick your child up or, you know, whatever you need to do, but you get a smile, so which is good. You start rocking, the smile is getting bigger.
It's allowed,
It's allowed. There you go. There you go. Letting that child, you know, yes, breath comes. It's okay. It's okay. I'm here. Mama is here. You tell it, you know, I'm here. You checked, you know, mother checks the environment if there's any danger or whatever's going on. And if not, so then she can fully be there for her child. That's what you're doing right now. Yeah. See, the child regulates through mother. So if mother is also excited, then child stays excited. If mother is here, grounded, child will slowly but surely regulate and be calm again in its own timing. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so beautiful. So, so beautiful. So one could say the autonomic nervous system is the child. It's animal response. And then the mother has a bit more awareness. So there's the neocortex is included already. So she knows, all is well, come. And then slowly but surely, little one sinks into her arms and falls asleep maybe and does a few deep sighs, you know, this yeah. But that sense of all is well comes back. Exactly. So how is it now?
It's tender, but she's come home. She's come back into an okay place.
Yes. She's also been on an amazing adventure today. I mean, with that accountant. It's like, gosh, in full on. So yeah. And then raising her hand here, it's huge.
Yeah, it feels big. It feels big that it can be here to see it and be with it and have you there to point it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it forgets what's all going on.
You know, it can't do differently until all of it until all of it is released. Yeah. And you noticed already a difference with the accountant. Yes. So that's, whatever is still sitting somewhere in the system and has not had the opportunity to release itself, it will go the same old pathway until, it's all out, out of the system, kind of. So it's natural, let's say it like that. It's healthy and natural, that response. And we are just very, very lucky that we are finally learning something else. We're finally learning in our society. Maybe there have been others, I'm not sure, but in our civilization culture, we're slowly but surely learning how to be present with sensations together at first and then maybe by ourselves. I mean, I can say in my own experience, it's absolutely amazing what the capacity that my system now has after all those years of exploring and doing to be present with itself. Wow, wow. And it notices immediately, okay, this is somebody around where I can go and just ask for a moment of presence. Like, oh, in younger years, nothing of that was available, nothing. It would try to do it all by itself and would sit in those sensations and re-traumatize itself forever and ever and ever, and was not capable of asking anybody. It felt wrong, just all of it. So this is, I'm pretty sure most of us know that. So, wow, we have come so far. We've come so, so, so far. We also explored through spirituality, then we thought, if we just go out into space, then we don't have to feel all this. Whew, gosh, did it bite us.
Still waiting.
Can't avoid anything, everything. And, when I say it, so that's just my experience. Everything wants to come to the light. There's no way out. Yeah, so I think we're all doing absolutely amazing.
I've seen the changes in myself and everybody.
Yes. Yeah. So how is it now? Can you describe how it is?
It got very sore. It felt tender and got very sore is the word that came. And then I realized it sort of was clinging somewhere. And then then it just said stop. She said stop, and then the big breath came. And
so is it honoring a little bit more the signals the system is giving?
we stayed with it.
Yeah.
Allowed the sensation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you mean by honoring the signal.
You said it said stop.
Ah, yeah.
That's for me, that's
Yeah.
for me honoring. I mean, I see again mother-child, when the child said no, the child signal no, and quite often, when parents don't have time or whatever, that is very often overstepped, so lots of us didn't really get a sense of boundaries being honored, or but I heard that something said stop and that was honored. Is that right? Did I understand right?
Yes, yeah. It
Yeah.
had been holding or controlling or something, and then it just
Yes.
stopped. It's like a carry-on was going on, and then it stopped.
Yeah. So it stopped by itself, or was there a recognition of, oh, got to stop here?
It was
I'm
swinging.
curious. Yeah.
It was actually swinging. It was swinging out of the sensation and in and out and in. And there was a bit of a experience of that and a sensation in that, leaving, coming back, leaving, coming back. And then it just went,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's a totally different signal. Okay, I get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
Wonderful.
yes. It was a powerful experience. It felt like it was intensifying and burning for a while. It was.
So I wonder, I wonder if it's possible to stay with that deep breath and watching that swing back and forth, in and out and wherever it goes, left and right, but letting that do its thing and staying with that deep breath.
The sensation of the deep breath, or actually taking the breath? Okay.
Let's see, yeah. When it said, how did you describe it? It was so beautiful. You said it saw that, two going back and forth, swinging, and then something said stop and took a deep breath. Ah, and then what happened then?
It was like a waiting to see what next.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely a shift in consciousness.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely.
Yes. That's what I mean. So it's like, yes, letting that thing and
yeah, not identified with it.
No judgment, no nothing, just wow. Maybe wow.
Yeah, no, it was pretty wow.
Yeah.
It's all wow.
Yes, see exactly that place. That place. Sense of body is there.
Sense of body and inclusion, like I remember Eva saying, there's an inclusion of it all. So it doesn't even need to be looked at.
It's awesome, isn't it?
It's awesome as well. Wow. Gosh.
Oh, thanks for playing.
Thank you. Wow.
Thanks.
Meike, always.
Always. Susie. Oops.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Where are you? Is that your office?
Yeah, down at my studio. It's a lot of stuff.
I love it.
Yeah.
Especially that guy there over your left shoulder.
The one up there?
Yeah.
It's a Halloween costume from a few years ago.
How far out?
Yeah, it was beautiful. I really enjoyed the last two sharings and explorations. It was quite beautiful, actually.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess something that kind of follows on from those kind of explorations is kind of, which has also been kind of coming up for me recently, and there's been a kind of observing, so to speak, is I guess more on the kind of attraction and sexual attraction sensations that are arising. And I've kind of been watching them. Yeah, I guess I've just kind of been not playing or just exploring that, which is, I guess, feels different from, say, emotional sensations in the body. And I guess with a particular person. And I was just interested to kind of explore that a little.
With pleasure.
I don't know what to say. I'm not sure what to say.
Let's see. So there is a sexual attraction towards somebody. Yes.
Yeah. That's
And
kind of been
it's not emotional. Did I understand right?
It doesn't feel emotional.
Good.
Yeah. But I guess I've just kind of been trying to observe, are there triggers for those sensations? Is it thoughts that are coming in that trigger those sensations within the body, or is it, are they just kind of showing up?
Oh, maybe it's just natural.
Yeah.
If there's somebody, you like, and have you shared with that person?
No, I haven't shared with that person. Yeah. And I guess I have noticed that there feels like a strong there feels like there's a strong desire to share that. But it feels there's a couple of reasons. One is, I guess, that I don't want that other person to feel uncomfortable with that sharing.
Oh, so that's an interesting one. Yeah.
That's, I mean, I can see that's a thought, but
yeah, that is I mean, a lot of us know that. A lot of us feel uncomfortable when there's attraction to somebody, and we just don't really know how to, sometimes we get a bit stupid and weird in our behavior. So it can be funny, it can be strange. So no wonder. But let's see, if you are in your center, let's see, looking from there, what would you like? Just, right now that person doesn't even know, and, so this is just in this moment. What is it that you would like?
It's hard to know. I guess there's a part that thought, if there was a meeting of the sensations and they arose, that over time that might just diminish and fade away.
It might anyway, Susie. It's just one of those things with attractions. It's how often have we been attracted to somebody, and even, we would maybe meet and we would have to spend time together and all of it, and all of a sudden it's like, I don't know why I like this person even, yes. Most of us have had experience like that, maybe not everyone, but so that might be. It's just maybe good to, I don't know if we can even find out what we want, but sometimes it's like, would you just like to spend a night with that person, or would you like to be friends, or would you like to, you know, what is just going out sometimes, or, you know, just holding hands, or it's like just we can just play and see what it is what that attraction is in a certain way. But you know, it is very natural. It's natural, I would say. Also, sexual feelings. Oh my gosh, that's creation. It's potent. It's wonderful, isn't it? Makes you feel alive, makes you feel yummy and juicy and all of it. So nothing, it's very natural, I would say. So there's, you know, if you want to be a monk, then you don't want it, of course.
Yeah.
But even the monks can't avoid quite often. So, and then all that weird stuff comes, you know. So yeah, I would say it's this. I don't see a need to look into those sensations because they're yummy and beautiful. They make you feel good. Nothing wrong with that. But they will go at one point anyway again. That can be sure of. That's at least my personal experience, and that's what I've seen everywhere. It's like, gosh, it just goes like that. And it's good to be aware of that. You know, it's nothing we can hold on to, can't hold on, but we can enjoy, you know, like we enjoy a good glass of wine or a good meal or whatever it is, something beautiful to look at, whatever it is. So I would, if I was you and I would have those sensations, I would enjoy as much as possible. I would not want to make them dependent on the other person.
Yeah.
That's quite often where, you know, then it can be a trap. But man, when there are these sensations, gosh, enjoy. That's what I would say, if you ask me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's let's see. I guess there's a not, I guess there hasn't been movement in any direction up till now. And yeah, I guess it's just it's a funny thing that sometimes you just experience that with certain people and with other people not.
Yes.
So
I have wondered about that so many times in my life. It's like, what? Maybe it's chemistry, or maybe it's energy, or maybe all of it. Who knows what it is? Who knows? Maybe conditioning, maybe, who knows, Susie?
yeah.
I've never found out a reason for that.
Yeah.
That's similarities or something that reminds us when we see that person, something familiar, something, who knows what that is that causes attraction. Yeah.
I guess it's just been like I've been trying to sense of like what is it whether it's just because it feels like there's a connection with this person, and there's an uncertainty of like what that connection is. Is it a friendship? You know, is it something more? Yeah. Or is it, you know, we're just meeting at this moment and that's it kind of thing. So there's a not knowing of, yeah. in that
Where
space,
we
I
go.
think. Yeah.
Mhm.
And also
Mhm.
not knowing how that other person is feeling or sharing those, I guess, that attraction.
Mm. I mean, sometimes you can get a sense if the other one, is also attracted. What's your sense? Did you get signals?
I find it really hard to sense. I mean, if I had to say, I would say yes.
That's it. That's it. That's it. See, that's what I meant. Don't go into any other mind, it's very clear then. So there is something going on. What it is a different story. You don't know that yet,
Yeah.
but you definitely picked up on signals. So
Mm.
you're signaling each other. There is a correspondence going on. It's very clear.
Mm.
Yes. So then it's just, how do you go about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can give some more signals so that it's more obvious. And then you see what comes from the other side. And then you can maybe at one point you go out for a walk. Walk is always nice because then you're not so stuck. I found. Whatever it is, or you go for some fun, doing something together, and make it as easy as possible.
Yeah. Well, I think there is another factor in this that also in a relationship, and I don't know
Oh,
yeah.
oh, I forgot to ask that. Is that person
Well, I
okay.
guess because there hasn't been because there's been an awareness of that, I've just kind of not really entertained that kind of pathway, so to speak. I'm very conscious of respecting that, but I also don't know what that setup or situation is.
Yeah, but I get that. Yeah, I think that is very clever.
Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah.
Oh, so then it becomes complex in a certain way.
Yeah.
If
So
there's not a lot of awareness, like possible conversations, meetings together or whatever. Otherwise, with that, I can only say good luck.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably why I haven't. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I also wouldn't. But who knows? Sometimes I also couldn't avoid that.
Yeah.
Especially when I was younger, it was very, very difficult to not go with the attraction. So
Yeah.
I have no clue. I haven't had that in a long time. I don't know how it would be today.
Oh, I've never experienced it before.
Oh, God. You had that before?
Not for someone that was in something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've definitely been on the other side of that, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been both sides. Ay, ay, ay. But there was also not the maturity that there is today, so that makes, of course, a big difference. Yeah. Yeah, so with that, I guess it's good to tune in and really see what you want. Yeah. And other than that, just really enjoy those sensations. Because in a certain way, not making them dependent on this person, these sensations, but just see if it's possible to disconnect those sensations from that person. Just like, wow, this is good. It's good feelings, good chemistry. in the body.
Mm.
Because it is very, very nourishing, actually. It's very, very nourishing. It's healthy. It's so healthy. It actually becomes unhealthy when it's not allowed and when it's really put onto another. You know, it's because of you. If you can enjoy it just with yourself, my God, it's so wonderful. Yeah. And you will see, I guess, you know, but the more you are resting in yourself, you will see what is possible with that person, and if you need to have a conversation or anything.
Yeah.
And
In
what
some ways it
what you
kind of
want.
feels, it kind of feels weird to, I guess there was an uncertainty around what I kind of said before about not wanting to make that person feel uncomfortable, or that it then becomes that person's burden. But also just feeling like wanting to be honest about what was kind of showing up, and kind of just also to be respectful of the situation, you know, with the context, the broader context of just being open and honest about it in a way that wasn't putting any pressure or anything, but just, to be, it kind of almost was a little dishonest. I don't know how to just to articulate that. Or that it's not being acknowledged between us. That makes sense?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's, yeah. Because, okay. Yeah. I would have a look what the motivation is, but if it wants to honor and acknowledge, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Then again, the other person is off the hook.
Yeah.
Then it will not be a burden.
Yeah.
And it's like, gosh, I really have strong, whatever, you know, feelings for, I don't know. It's like, yeah. Then it's not a burden when it stays here, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, you have no clue. I mean, yeah.
No.
But if you like to share that with that person, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's probably just been I probably haven't felt 100% confident of the reasoning behind, and I wanted to be very clear before
Yes.
if you decide to do that, to make sure that it was coming from a very kind of clear space.
So beautiful, Susie. I really love that. I really find that absolutely beautiful. Yeah. I also wouldn't want to do that from confusion, you know, no, just really see where it wants to come from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when the other one is kind of, relating with somebody and not, you know, let's say in that normal way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, there are so many possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many different concepts of relating and
Yeah.
Do you enjoy those sensations of the attraction? I'm curious.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think there is there's also I guess because of the situation, there's a little bit of feeling bad or a bit of feeling a bit guilty or something in that space. And I think because it has felt quite like ongoing, or there's an intensity, I guess, to the sensations. Let's see. I guess there's an aspect to it of which is visualization and enjoying the visualization aspect of it, if that makes sense. And I've kind of been watching, watching that space. I think probably because of the context, I probably haven't been as open to enjoying it, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Because of there's a slight discomfort in that situation.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's like not wanting to give signals to confuse another in a certain way when you know that they're actually not really available. Or you don't really know if they are available.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, such a tricky subject, huh? Oh my gosh, wow, I love this conversation. Love it.
Yeah, it feels I've never had such open conversations with another person in a situation. And I think often my experience in the past has been on the other side of it, and has always been in a very in a very dishonest, in a very environment. So I'm very conscious of being on this side for having very respectful, very clear boundaries.
Yes.
From my side at least.
Yes. Yeah. Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's just also funny because it's not often that I find it doesn't often arise with many people. So.
No.
maybe for other people too. Yeah, it's quite sweet as well. Like, there's a sweetness in it.
Yeah. So it doesn't trouble you too much.
It hasn't troubled me too much. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. What a wonderful exploration.
Yeah. I've enjoyed it, and I can feel that it's still playing out. So it'll be fun to just continue that exploration. If anything changes, I'll give you an update.
Yes, please. We all want to know. We all want to know, Susie. We all want to know. We all want to learn, it's very, so you're doing something for us here.
Yeah. Well, I'd also be really interested to see other people's experience, because it is such a human experience to have that attraction to other people. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, and there is so much confusion around it. Especially when that is being put onto the other person. So, now you are the cause of my happiness. It's like, because you are so wonderful. You are so beautiful. It's you. It's you. So that moving away kind of from. Yeah. And I feel you exploring that.
Yeah. When you say that, definitely. I've definitely been conscious of when I'm here and when I'm there.
Yes.
Yeah. And it is a strong pull to, yeah, there is a to be there.
Yeah. That's when it gets confused and difficult, when it moves there. Oh my gosh, then the longing comes, and all those, I can't live without you. I mean, you just the whole thing. I mean, it's actually with everything, but also especially this, it's really asking us to stay here, huh? And live and move from here, this losing ourselves through whatever outside is, gosh, it doesn't want to do that anymore. So that's what I'm actually hearing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's interesting to think about relating with someone in that sexual way. Yeah, whilst being here.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you
On
can
your
find someone else that also mirrors that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That would be the cherry on top, huh? Wow.
Has that been your experience, Micah, to experience that?
Getting there, I would say. Getting there, yeah. It's been, yeah, Isaac and I, we have been amazing, but we're also not a couple anymore. I don't want it to be a couple, because that has not been healthy. Because that's where the entanglement has come in so quickly, and that's just so very unhealthy. So now we are pretty much, I wouldn't say that there's no entanglement at all. Now we are pretty much on our own, like not moving away so much from center. But we're buddies. We are not lovers. Like we've completed that. Now we are this. Now we are buddies or family or something like that. So I would love to experience something else, but that person hasn't shown up yet. So, but I will share if that cherry comes walking into my house. I will share.
I look forward to that sharing.
Yeah, me too. Me too. But who knows? Maybe that time is over. Maybe who knows? Who knows? Yeah. But I would like that. Yes, I really would like to experience that. So that's why I'm so grateful for the journey Isaac and I have walked together, because it has brought me to this. And we've had, gosh, we went through everything in a way, but it brought us both to where we are now, So yeah, I guess we both would like to meet somebody where, but it's so in the unknown, because what I would like now, I have never experienced before. So I don't even know what it is. It's so brand new that I can't make up anything around that. I just know it would be very, very special if there's not the movement away, but staying here and then being with another being. Would be awesome. Yeah. Let's see what comes. Let's share notes, huh?
All of us.
All of us. Yes, all of us.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for bringing this really, really inspiring, wonderful. Madeline.
Hi,
Hi.
it's good to see
Good
you.
to see you. Yeah.
I'm having fun with the explorations today. Like
Oh,
we're taking all
great.
these different emotions and sensations and kind of looking at it.
Yes.
I thought we might continue that.
Yes, with pleasure.
Um, I have been experiencing a lot of anger.
Mm. Very healthy.
And it feels unusual for me
Mm.
in that I think in a lot of respects, my experience of anger
Mhm.
has been um, the very known female experience of anger, which is
Mm.
anger is not okay.
Yes.
Fine. And the alternative of anger being very aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I had a conversation yesterday, which quite surprisingly kind of touched some old information in my system that I wasn't prepared for.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, that's one of those things. Can't
As it
prepare.
happens from time to time, right? And
Yeah.
was very interested in both it. For the first time, I think in a long time, it was bringing a lot of anger, the sensation of anger in my system, which like hits all right here. And I woke up this morning and my shoulders hurt, but not feeling what I've normally experienced of the story that comes with that, which is that it gets internalized, right? And saying,
Mm.
oh, well, it's my responsibility um,
Mm.
that these experiences happen to me. And so
Oh.
I can't be
Mm.
angry at the
Mm.
situation or I can't be angry at the person. I have to be angry at myself. And I don't feel that as much. Right? It's
Wow.
more of the observing of this pattern that has occurred in my life and going, yeah, that sucks. I'm kind of pissed
Mm.
off about it. But it's
Mm.
not that same self-flagellation, I think that comes with it. But there's clearly still emotionality behind it, and I don't know
Yeah.
why. Um,
Oh,
so
yeah.
yeah.
That's really, really good. So, you know, one of the things anger is actually, when anger comes, is this is just the lots of subjects around anger, of course. But one thing when anger comes is when boundaries have not been honored. Yeah, and that's mostly inherited stuff or even experienced in this life through caregivers or relatives or school teachers or where authorities. So it is actually somebody saying, whoa, stop here. You're too close. You're coming into my private space, and that I don't want that. So it's actually a really healthy response.
Mm.
It's something we kind of have to learn when we grow up, like to make clear how we can move in this whole, in this world, in this dimension, or whatever you want to call this, this human human life experience. So it's good to know, oh, there's you, there's me, and don't step on my foot here. Ow, that hurt. You know, like there we don't need to be angry. But if that happens on purpose by another, or, you know, if there's fun, then we have to get a bit more oomph, you know, like stop, you know, until we maybe have to scream or really get angry. So for children, it is when they are not heard, it goes into, wow, can be very, 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 very painful and difficult for them when boundaries have been overstepped. Also, you know, there's also the other side. As a child, we have to learn also, you know, at one point, we are the center of the universe when we come into this lives. And then all of a sudden we have to learn, oh, there are also others, you know, so-called others, and there are boundaries. And that can also make us very upset. So we can throw tantrums like crazy when we're not getting what we want.
Mm.
So it's these two sides with anger and stuff. It's just good to be aware of that. It's a healthy response. It's just good when we are grown that we can see that mostly our boundaries have not been honored, and that maybe we even don't have a sense of boundaries whatsoever. Some of us really don't. Some of us can't even feel their own skin. So there are so many different aspects of that. So, but I just want to say it is a very, very healthy response in our development.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing that you're saying around boundaries is definitely poignant, and
Yes.
in a lot of that pattern is both in the kind of having folks step over boundaries, but also
Yeah.
not honoring in myself
Yes.
those boundaries and saying, oh, okay, well, you
Yes.
crossed over it a little bit, so I'm going to push it a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, right? And
Yes.
up in a situation of going, well, now I don't want to make waves.
Yes, exactly.
But where that takes me from an anger perspective is when I come back to, well, what are boundaries and how do you enforce them, for lack of a better word? It's a self-responsibility, right? And I think I've been in a lot of situations and I've seen people get sloppy with boundaries in a variety of ways, myself included, that goes with, you know, saying, well, if you, the difference between a punishment and a consequence. And so going to the conversation around sexuality and attraction, right? So it's like that concern of making that someone else's responsibility, rather than saying, if this happens, then I will change something in how I show up in this situation. You can be whoever you want to be and however you want to show up, but I'm going to make that change. And that's extraordinarily difficult to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you know, with that self-responsibility, you know, that is a bit, it can be tricky. I mean, I know what you mean, but that works only when you're fully in yourself, when you know how to set boundaries, when it's all perfect.
Yeah.
For most of us, it's not like that. So it's, you know, we say something and we mean it in that moment, but then when a situation comes, we can't live it through that way. So, which means that our system has not learned yet fully to be home in itself, let's say it like that.
Yeah.
So and if that is our experience, it's very, very important to be as gentle as possible towards our own system. You know, taking that thing with responsibility, self-responsibility, can be experienced as very, very harsh and painful. Because if you haven't learned a certain thing, you can't.
Yeah.
You just can't. So in context with others, if you are more intimate or more with close with some people, maybe you can share that.
Yeah.
And maybe you can even point out dynamics, if the other one is also conscious. But it's very, very tricky because normally you trigger each other's deepest pains, deepest hurts. And when they get slightly touched, there will be an explosiveness that can go to killing each other. You've seen that you read that every day in the newspaper, actually, where somebody lost it. It was so painful, so overwhelming that, gosh, I shoot you all.
Yeah.
Or, so some of us might even know that pathway, can find that. So
Yeah.
it takes a lot of skill and self-awareness and love and consciousness and all of it to bring those things to peace.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think what got touched yesterday was memories of experiences that I've had where boundaries have been crossed in very intense ways, and I'm not in relationship with any of those humans anymore, and there's no love or care or interpersonal dynamics in that. That's just violence.
Yeah.
And there is what I'm curious about is it's a very uncomfortable emotion to sit with.
Oh, very difficult alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very difficult. I would not wish that to anybody, to sit with that alone. Oh, it's nearly impossible. Everything in the system wants to run. So yeah, I hear you.
I'm also curious, the story that I have heard over the years is that anger is underneath anger, there's always something else.
Yes. There is something.
It feels prudent to sit with it, to try to understand what's actually underneath it.
Well, let's just see what's underneath. Let's have a look. What's underneath anger? You're showing it. Mhm.
It feels like there's a lot of static. There it could be fear, it could be grief, it could be sadness, it could be just anger right now. This is how it
Yeah,
expresses for me.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you know,
How is it speaking this?
um, I think both somewhat liberating and frustrating.
Yeah, I could feel that. So that's, I just like to, that it's acknowledged. And yeah,
There's an expansiveness that comes with the uh three best words I don't know. Um,
yeah,
there is a frustration, at least in my system, because I want to know,
yes.
want to understand.
But there's also the liberation at the same time. Yeah, so both is acknowledged. I could feel something quietened. That's how it was perceived here.
And it feels, I have a friend of mine who speaks about patterns both in organizations and in people as a spiral. And she says, if it feels like you've been here before, it's because you have, but there's that
Because
pushing up, right? And I think that's also, well, yes, there are certain things that are getting old information that is getting touched in very real ways. There is this desire to move.
yeah,
Not a moving away, and
no,
it's a moving through it to
yes,
whatever the heck is next. I don't know, but like probably another layer of the onion. Maybe then I can articulate what's underneath it. But
yes.
yeah,
Mm. Mm. Also, oh, there's a mozzie, sorry. Also, you spoke about that feeling of being static. So that sounds actually like a frozenness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, when nothing is possible actually, huh? When you can't be angry, when you just can't move in any direction,
Yeah.
then you freeze.
I think that's very true historically. I think in this context, when I say static, I mean like when you turn the wrong channel on the TV, where there's too many signals and it's hard to
Yes,
actually pick up on any one thing underneath, right?
yes.
So there feels like there has been in a lot of when I go into some of these old stories, there's a lot,
Mm,
there is a pattern of that being stuck and that freeze
mm,
response, which I
mm,
know that I do.
mm, mm.
Um, but yeah, right now, so you asked me to look underneath the anger. It's like there's a bunch going on there. It's not, there's no one thing. It's just noise.
Yeah, yeah, has to. Because it's, when anger comes, something has been built up for a while, huh? Anger is kind of, you don't know, it's an explosion. You don't anymore what to do. You need to blast it out in a certain way. You gotta release that energy. Oh, big mozzie.
You got mouth lice.
Gotta get that out. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let's see what else is underneath. There's a lot. And anger, or underneath anger, is a lot. Mm. Anger is also somehow when the energy just does not know how to release itself. Huh? It's firing in all different directions. It's not guided. It's not just. So there must be a huge amount of frustration underneath. I mean, I'm just, tuning into. It's like being left alone, not being guided at all, not knowing how to deal with a situation or more situations. Like, yeah. Chaotic energy. Oh, such deep frustration. I'm, okay. So, oh my God, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I always thought there was a lot of sadness also, but sadness, I think we passed that already. Sadness is very close to anger. But underneath that, I mean, is like a system that is longing for guidance. That's how it feels here. It's a longing for, yeah, maybe it's again, adult-child situation where the adult shows, what it knows and teaches in a way. It shows, oh, this is the way here, this is how we do this, how we do this. And then the young organization, the young nervous system learns. And then it knows how to do certain things.
Yeah.
So when it's totally left alone, and it has no clue how to conceptualize or how to put it together and get just no clue how to do things.
I think part of what comes up for me is and what I notice starts to unwind is actually just in the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
And it's tricky because, on one hand, I think my body yearns for like, oh yeah, that was a really shit situation, pardon my French. Like, or what happened to you was awful.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is this part that comes up, particularly in that as soon as I say what happened to you,
Mm-hmm.
there is a loss of agency and control.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And
Yeah. And,
this
yeah.
is like that, clearly.
Yeah, but that needs to be acknowledged. I mean, I'm very, very happy that that is happening right here, right now.
But it also
Yeah.
feels like it's putting responsibility back on external factors and other people that don't
Yeah.
feel entirely fair.
Um, Yeah, only certain aspects. It's, you know, and it's we don't have to get stuck there. It's just a momentary, you know, it's a walking through. It's like, well, this happens, this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and well, no, thank you, this is not mine. Keep it. You know, you're just sorting things out. It's like you're going through a big mess of energetic cluster in a way, and you're just sorting it all out. This doesn't belong to me, and you move on. You don't even have to make anybody right or wrong, not even yourself. You just acknowledge step by step so that you can move on. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, yeah. So it needs to be acknowledged every step. You know, here you hit me. Wow, that wasn't nice. Chuck, you move on. Done. Yeah. But it needs to be acknowledged. Otherwise, it comes back and bites you, is my experience. Mm. 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 We're slowly coming to the end of our meeting here. This is, wow, this is really beautiful, Madeline. Thank you for bringing this. Is it okay to leave it here like this?
Perfect.
Thank you. Mm. Mm. Thank you all for a beautiful, inspiring meeting, and thanks for being all so raw and honest. It's wow. I feel honored as always. Yeah. Thanks, beloveds. Next meeting Saturday. Looking forward seeing you, meeting you. Shall we? Let's do the hearts. How do you do that?